Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lecture on Chapter 6 of The Great Gatsby. Today, we are going to explore one of Fitzgerald's most powerful narrative techniques, the strategic use of flashback. This chapter marks a pivotal turning point in the novel because it's where we finally learn the truth about J. Gatsby's mysterious past. But before we dive into the chapter itself, let's make sure we understand what a flashback actually is and why authors use it. A flashback, also called analepsis in literary terms, is a narrative device that interrupts the chronological flow of a story to transport us back to an earlier time. Think of it like pressing pause on the present action to show us a scene from the past. Authors use flashbacks for several important purposes: to reveal character backstory, to explain current motivations, to create dramatic irony where the reader knows more than other characters, and to deepen our emotional connection to the story. In Chapter 6, Fitzgerald employs what we call direct narrative exposition. Our narrator literally pauses the current events to give us a detailed, factual account of Gatsby's origins. This isn't a dream sequence or a character remembering something hazily. It's Nick presenting us with verified information he's learned directly from Gatsby himself. So what does this flashback reveal? The truth is stunning. J. Gatsby is not who he claims to be. His real name was James Gatz, and he came from a poor farming family in North Dakota, about as far from old money aristocracy as you can get. The pivotal moment in young Gatz's life came at 17 when he spotted a yacht belonging to Don Cotto, a capo millionaire. Gatz rode out to warn Cody about dangerous winds, and Cody, impressed by the ambitious young man, took him aboard. Here's where it gets fascinating. Fitzgerald describes this moment as Gatz creating the Platonic conception of himself. This phrase refers to Plato's theory of ideal forms, the idea that there exists a perfect, idealized version of everything. James Gatz didn't just change his name to J. Gatsby. He invented an entirely new identity, a perfect version of himself that matched his grand ambitions. Don Cody became Gatsby's flawed mentor, introducing him to the world of wealth and luxury, though Cody himself was rough around the edges. Gatsby essentially used Cody as a template, learning what the wealthy life looked like so he could recreate it and, ultimately, use it to win Daisy. Now, here's the critical question. Why does Fitzgerald wait until Chapter 6 to reveal this information? Why not tell us at the beginning? The placement is absolutely deliberate. This flashback comes after Gatsby and Daisy have reunited in Chapter 5, but before the final confrontation with Tom in Chapter 7. By this point, we've seen Gatsby's parties, we've watched his nervous reunion with Daisy, and we've heard all the wild rumors about his past. We're invested in his dream. When we finally learn the truth, it raises the emotional stakes dramatically. We now understand that Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy isn't just about love, it's about validating his entire invented identity. Everything he's built, every party he's thrown, every dollar he's made has been in service of this single, almost spiritual obsession. The flashback also creates foreshadowing. We see that Gatsby's dream is built on reinvention and illusion, which suggests it may be just as fragile as the identity he's constructed. Chapter 6 also shows us Tom Buchanan attending one of Gatsby's parties, and his reaction tells us everything we need to know about the coming conflict. Tom is bored and contemptuous. He finds the party vulgar and lacks the class of old money gatherings. More importantly, he's deeply suspicious about where Gatsby's wealth comes from. When Tom asks Gatsby about his past, you can feel the tension building. Tom represents everything Gatsby can never truly become, a man born into wealth and social position. We also learn definitively that Gatsby throws these elaborate parties for one reason only. He hopes that one day, Daisy will wander in. It's heartbreaking in its romantic desperation, and it shows us just how much of Gatsby's life has been constructed around this single, impossible dream. So, to wrap up, Fitzgerald's use of flashback in Chapter 6 is masterful. By revealing Gatsby's true origins at this precise moment, he deepens our understanding of the character while simultaneously showing us the fragility of Gatsby's dream. The flashback transforms Gatsby from a mysterious figure into a tragic one, a man who invented himself so completely that he can never go back to being James Gatz. And that's what makes the coming tragedy so devastating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time when we discuss the explosive confrontation in Chapter 7.